Yeah. We'll keep it open for the time being until they'll come in. After that, 5 minutes, we'll close it down. What they pointed out was, we had missed out Shraddha as part of the Shat Sampatti. I had not covered Shraddha last time. So what do you all understand by the term Shraddha normally? Faith, belief. Now that is in the context. Faith, belief, etc. are little bit in the context of Occidental religions. Because the moment you use the word faith or belief, you are also open to saying it may not be true. Okay. Saying it may not be true at all. Correct or not? My teacher used to say something nicely. Faith is a judgment before knowledge. Therefore, subject to correction on verification. Subject to correction on verification. You believe there is God. Then you find out, subject to correction. There may be, there may not be. There may be, there may not be. How can you take it as real then? Yeah. You have to live with that belief, die with that belief. Okay. Now, when it comes to the Indian context, put a little bit better. There are certain levels of it. One level is to say it is Astikya Buddhi. Astikya Buddhi Shastreshu Guru Vakyeshu. With respect to the Shastra and the Guru's explanation, there is Astikya Buddhi. Astikya Buddhi means what? You are taking it as true. You still don't know it as true, but you are taking it as true. That's called Astika Buddhi. Better. No? I mean, you are not giving yourself the possibility that it may not be true. But I would like to raise it one more level. This is Astikya Buddhi. Supposing I were to ask you, do you have 500 change for 500 rupees in your pocket, in your wallet? I don't know. Some of you may say, I believe so. Or, I don't know. Unless you have counted the money and kept it today before coming for the class. Until you have done that, you are not sure whether you have changed for 500 rupees or not. But mark what I am going to say. You are dead sure that if you look into your wallet, you will know whether there is change for 500 rupees or not. Correct? If you look, you will know. Is that belief? Is that faith? Or is it a trust and confidence? You're sure, if I look into my wallet, I will know whether I have change or not. I don't know now whether I have the change or not. But if I look into it, I will know. This confidence in the Shastra is called Shraddha. Shastra is a pramana. If I look into the Shastra, I will know the truth. Do you know the truth right now? No. Have you studied the whole Shastra? No. But I have that confidence, I have the trust. If I look, I will know. It goes beyond belief and faith. It's a solid trust. Like how you trust your eyes. If I look into the wallet, I will know whether I have change or not. Similarly, if I look into the Shastra, I will know what is the truth. Are you getting this idea? Or not clear? It should be pretty clear, no? That confidence and trust that you have in your eyes, the same confidence and trust you have in the Gita and the Upanishads, etc., because they are a pramana, a means of knowing. You have trust in your eyes because a means of knowing. Yeah, your eyes may require some correction. My vision is not clear, therefore put on a pair of specs. That's okay. Some aids you may require. Similarly, some aids I may require in understanding the Shastra. That's okay. But if I look into it, I will know the truth. I will know Atma is Brahman, I will know. Now I only heard about it, I don't know. But if I study, I will know. That is called Shraddha, okay? Now, that type of Shraddha you don't have in the beginning, do you? You don't have that type of Shraddha in the beginning. Yeah. You don't have that type of Shraddha in the beginning. I mean, some of you not even have met me one-on-one, face-to-face. I am only a face on your laptops for most of you. How can you have that much of trust? Or in the Shastra, it's all in Sanskrit. It's as bad as Latin and Greek. I don't know what it is saying. But I know. In time, when I study it, I'll come to know. I have accepted it as a pramana. That's important. A means of knowledge. So this is something that will grow on you. It won't come immediately. But the more you study the Shastra, the more you start understanding how it makes sense to you, it will keep growing. The trust and the confidence will keep going. In the beginning, you may take it as good faith, etc., as we said before. There are various levels of Shraddha. Yeah. Now, Shraddha is not blind belief. Okay? You question. If you don't understand something, you question. You question the Shastra, you question the teacher, you question everything. But the questioning is for understanding. Your aim is to understand, therefore you will question. Your aim is to understand, therefore you will question. Because without, yeah, I want to close it now, I can close it. If you don't question, how are you going to understand? Belief can be taken as the, without questioning. Hey, there is a heaven up there where we will go one day. DK Baba, Revadi. If it is there, I'll go. If it is not there, I can't. It's okay, let it be. I'm not bothered about it anyway. Because how does a belief in heaven affect my life today, right now? Yeah. And the way they have described heaven, I don't know how many people will want to go there anyway. Bore ho jayega. Bore ho jayega, no challenge. Lot of food and drink is available, but you won't get hungry. फिर मजा क्या है? Where is the fun of eating? We are not hungry. Only if there is hunger can you enjoy the food. No? Astikya buddhi. Okay, someone wants clarification on Astikya buddhi and Shraddha. Okay. When you say Astikya buddhi, that is one level of Shraddha. I am increasing it by saying it is confidence and trust in the ability of the pramana to deliver the goods. Astikya buddhi, you are taking it in good faith. It is true, correct? It is true. The same Astikya buddhi, Shraddha is Astikya buddhi, Shraddha can also be taken as belief, but your level of understanding of Shraddha is going up. In fact, your level of Shraddha has to go up. I take it in good faith. Shastra is saying it, हम होंगे कामयाब एक दिन, okay? If you hear the way people sing that song, एक दिन, some far away day, कामयाब हो जाएगा. You'll be successful one day, very much into the future. Faith. Astikya buddhi as faith. Shraddha as faith. Or Astikya buddhi, no, it is true because it's Shastra is saying it, it is true. One more level. It's a pramana, Baba. As valid as my eyes. Therefore, like how I'm sure if I look into my wallet, I will know whether there is change or not. Same way, I am dead sure if I look into the Shastra, I will know the truth. All of it is Shraddha. All of it is Astikya buddhi. But can you see the levels of it? Yeah. Until you don't need Shraddha anymore. Why? Because you know it is true. You know it is true. Then you don't need Shraddha. No? Tell me, once you have discovered whether your wallet has a change or not, after that do you need the trust in your eyes for the sake of the change? No, you already know it. No? So similarly, Shraddha has to fulfill itself in knowing the truth. Okay? So there are levels of Shraddha, levels of Astikya buddhi. Yeah. And that level, it grows as and when you see more and more, hey, whatever the Shastra is saying, because the Shastra is saying a lot of things. Hey, that is true, this is true. Yeah. Are correct. Your Shraddha grows. Always like that. Yeah. Like how you trust your partner in life, your parents, etc. Do you start day one, you just met your partner, okay? Just met the person. You have not yet got married. You just met the person. Are you going to have 100% trust in that guy? If you have, you are making a big mistake. Why? You are too gullible. How can you trust somebody you don't know at all? You have to get to know the person, etc. Only then you can trust. No? Yeah. So, same way here. The trust has to grow in you. And that growth will happen as and when you start studying and you find that what the Shastra is being saying is true. Then you find. The more insights you get, the more the Shraddha will grow in it. Until it fulfills itself in knowledge. Any questions on this or clear? Okay. Then, yes, Shelby, you have a question? Okay. All right. After having said this much, last time we also said that we will do Samadama, that handling emotion part. Okay. Handling of your emotions. Because this is a tricky area for everyone. Okay. Let us say, an example. You have a school going child. 10, 12-year-old guy. And you know the guy is quite mischievous and things like that. अपना बेटा ही है ना, होएगा थोड़ा mischievous. How is he going to be otherwise? Yeah. So, you know. And then, you also know that background, okay? There has been a big hangama in the school which ended up in a big fight and this and that, all this stuff. Some parents were called, etc. And there is a rumor around that some kids are going to be dismissed from school. This is the background. Then Saturday, Sunday, the school is closed. Friday evening, your son comes home with a letter from the principal. Please come and meet me on Monday. Tell me, how will you be feeling over the weekend? How you will feel?
Worried and tense.
Huh?
I think we'll be worried and tense.
Worried, tense. How will you feel? How could my son do this to me? Okay, let us take worry and tense, because that's the most common emotion. So what has caused that worry and tension? You will say the letter. So the letter has caused worry and tension, correct? Why? Why is that letter causing you worry and tension? Tell me that first. Worry, tension, etc. is an emotion. Between the letter and the emotion, what is happening in between?
My assumption of that, what my son would have done.
Exactly. You are thinking, I am sure my son is going to be dismissed from school. What will happen to his future? What will happen? मेरा नाक कट गया. Okay. What will all my relatives say? So between A, let us call the letter, the event A, in psychology is called antecedent event A. C, the emotion. In between comes B, your thoughts, belief systems. One important thing to understand is thoughts create feelings. If I think my son is going to be dismissed, this, that, what will happen to his future? Naturally, I'll be worried and tense. I'll be angry with him also. How could he do this to me after all the sacrifices I have made? If this is a line of thinking, then I'll be angry with the guy also. Correct or not? Now tell me, you have to survive the weekend. Okay. How are you going to handle that emotion? A friend comes and says, "Arey, don't worry, yaar." Will you stop worrying? You in fact, you will feel like telling him, if it was your son, even I wouldn't be worried. I will give you the same advice. But my son. Stop worrying, start thinking positively. Yes, I'll think positively. My son is going to get a double promotion. Is that realistic? But remember, we have taken our thinking that my son has caused mischief and he is going to be dismissed from school realistically. Is there any evidence in that letter for that? What has the letter said? Please come and meet me on Monday. So is there evidence in that letter that your son is going to get a double promotion? हाँ नहीं है ना, unrealistic. Is there evidence in that letter that your son is going to be dismissed from school? That's also not there. That means what? You have jumped to conclusions. You have got some wrong thinking, which is causing this feeling. Many of you will not even think the thinking is wrong. But correct hai na? I know my son. But there is no proof in that letter. And we try to fight the emotion. Swamiji, is there any japa or something you can give me so that I won't feel so upset? I am worried. Nahi hai. You will start. Supposing I give you a japa, okay. Come. Say Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Oh Lord, please save my son. Om Namah Shivaya. My son, I will. I am only asking for this, nothing else. Just please let my son not be dismissed. But what to do? He is an idiot. He will get dismissed. Om Namah Shivaya. Oh Lord Shiva, only you can say. You are building up, working up in the name of chanting. And if Shiva was around, he will say, idiot, have a look at that letter again. Letter mein likha hai kya, is going to be dismissed. Now look at it. We are all fighting our emotions. In the name of handling emotions, we are fighting with our emotions. That is the symbolic meaning behind Vali in Ramayana. You heard about Vali, na? Ramayana? Huge, powerful guy. Plus a boon. Anybody who has combat with him face to face, half the opponent's strength is his. Tell me, does anyone have a chance to fight him and win? Face to face? He's a huge guy. Vali was a huge mountain of a person. He was not a Vanara, a 5-foot monkey. He was a huge, massive character. Mountain-like. Powerful. On top of it, half the opponent's strength is going to come to him. There's no way you can fight and win. Vali stands for your emotions. Emotions are very powerful by themselves. There is no way you can fight and win. Because half the strength of the emotion is your strength. So by fighting the emotion, you are undercutting yourself. If you want to change the emotion, change your thinking. Your thinking has to have some logic. Change that thinking. So how will you change the thinking? It is called disputing. You have to dispute your thinking. In psychological term, it's called disputing. Supposing, now you can't think the so-called positive thinking, my son will get a double promotion, because there is no evidence for that. That's unrealistic. Hawa mein baat hai. Airy-fairy, new agey thinking. Supposing you look at it very objectively with Vairagya and look at that letter and say, the letter does not specify anything. Correct or not? It does not say he is going to be dismissed from school. It does not have any mention of the incident that has happened. So I don't know what it is about. I will find out on Monday. Will your worries disappear? But the worry that was here on top will come down to manageable levels, right? Because, hey, There is no evidence of a big problem. If there was a big problem, it would have been mentioned. Your son has been like this, like this, like this. Which principal does not like to give a few galis? They are so fed up of the students and their mischief. If they get a chance, they will say it. Nahi bola hai kuch. They have not said anything. That means the problem doesn't seem to be too big as far as my son is concerned. Monday I'll find out. And if he is dismissed, we'll find other ways of completing his education. So the worry that was here will come down. You are not going to be 100% free from the emotion, but your emotions will become manageable. And isn't that what you want? You want to manage your emotions or be emotionless? What is it you want to be? Do you want to be like Spock from Star Trek?
Manage our emotions.
Yeah, no emotions. Achha, okay. Spock, we have won this battle, we are successful. That's an unnecessary observation. It is a fact. Come on, let us celebrate. What is there to celebrate? Do you want to be like that? Or do you want to be happy and think a little bit concerned also? Yeah, emotions are great. Your emotions make you human. Otherwise, you will become like artificial intelligence. Guaranteed, they will start making artificial emotions soon. I'll give it to you in writing. Artificial emotions will come in, especially in robotics. Once you make a robot, etc., they will teach the robot to mimic some emotions. I'm not joking, they'll happen. Yeah. Because this is human. You want emotions. You know, having emotion, my teacher used to give this example. Okay, all of you can see it. See my hand? This is the dog and this is the tail of the dog. When the dog wags the tail, it is very beautiful. Correct? When the tail starts wagging the dog, this dog cannot afford this tail then. I need to have emotions. Emotions can't overtake me. So samadama is this, managing your emotions. To manage your emotions, you have to manage your thinking. We think we are very logical people. We are not. We are not very logical. Because thinking is the most important thing a human being can do, and nobody taught us how to think. In school or college, did you have a thinking class? How to think? Thinking is the most important thing you are going to do. But nobody teaches us how to think. Yeah, nobody teaches us how to think. That's a tragedy. In the whole world, I found only one institute where they attempt to teach some thinking. That institute is run by a scholar called Edward de Bono. Many of us will be familiar with his first book that came 40 years ago called Lateral Thinking. Most boringly written book. Book of Lateral Thinking. The most boringly written book. But it is a good book. Yeah. Later on he came out with much better books. 6 Thinking Hats, 6 Action Shoes, etc. I had done a lot of corporate workshops with using those books. But apart, we think we are logical, but we have a lot of distortions. Now, I will run through some of the common distortions I have a couple of pages here with distortions. What I can do is maybe take a pic of this or convert into a PDF and put it up in the group. Okay, so that everyone can have a look at it. You can get a copy of this. If you are net savvy, you can look for this distorted thinking on the net and you will also get that. Okay, it may come under a heading called the ABC of thinking or RET, rational emotive therapy, okay, or rational emotive thinking. In the Western world, this was done by Albert Ellis. Indian world, okay, Sunita Suresh is saying, I have the paper, Swamiji, I can put it on the group. Great. She'll do a good job. Thank you, Sunita. Wouldn't know what to do without people like you. Because I'm not very net savvy, okay? Yeah, mine is minimalistic, okay? Yeah. People think I'm very net savvy because I put videos up and things like that. Nothing of that sort. Very minimalistic. Anyway, so this, I will quickly run through some of the distortions. Okay? This is, now I have got some 15 distorted thinking here. All of us will not have every 15. If we had all of the 15 styles of distorted thinking, I will not be able to help you. You need a professional to help you. Probably backing it up with some medication. Okay. But all of us will have 3-4. Okay. That is normal. Okay, that is normal. So what are the distortions? One is filtering. Now what is filtering? You filter out the information that you receive. You will filter out, take only the negative and ignore everything else. My son is useless, this, that, etc. He's flunked in his exam. What has he flunked in? History. Okay. All right. That's not good. What about science? Oh, science has got 90%. What about mathematics? Oh, there is 95. Language, 80%. But what are you focusing on? One history paper which is flunked. Agreed, he has flunked. I mean, nobody is saying it's a great thing. But are you saying you are making a holistic judgment based on one small fact? You have filtered, and you have filtered out all the positive things that he has done. We have this tendency. No. Focus on that one bad thing and negate all the good things in the process. We think we are being logical, we are filtering. Then there is polarized thinking. Either you are with me or you are against me. Either you are with BJP or you are against BJP. Not true. I support on certain things I may not support. Bush popularized this thinking. It is not the RSS that popularized this thinking. Bush said it in that Iraq war. Either you stand with us or you stand against us. Yeah. To polarize things. There is no middle ground. Whereas life is about finding middle ground. No? Can you agree with everything and everyone says or does? If you have to work together, you have to find middle ground. Yeah. I beg your pardon?
We write the things here and also.
Okay, the other thing is to overgeneralize. Nothing works for me first time here. I always have to do it second or third time, only then it works out. How do you say that? In my whole life, I'll show you 3 incidents that happened. But your whole life has got hundreds of incidences. Out of that, 3 is like that. No? This vaccine is the worst thing that happened. COVID vaccine was the worst thing that happened. Even the pharmaceutical companies has accepted that it can cause blood clots. Yeah, 1 in a million. But if you had COVID, you will know how many clots you would have had. Yeah, 1 in a million. But that's a big number, no? Yes. You will hear a lot of cases. Why? 1 billion Indians have been vaccinated. 1 billion. Sorry, 100 billion. There are 140 billion. Yeah. So, 1% will be huge numbers. No? Forgetting that if you had not done that, the problem would have been 100 times worse. Can you see? This is that overgeneralization. You take one point and generalize the whole thing. Mind reading, next one. You know what others are thinking without they having to say. I know the way he looked at me, I knew he's thinking like this. He was staring at me. The guy was lost in thought. He was not looking at anything. No, but I know. And if you are in love, you expect the other person to read your mind. If I have to tell him all these things, then what is the point in being in love? Love does not give you the power of telepathy. Especially when it comes to men. Bolna padta hai. And we encourage these things also. I remember years ago, sharing something, okay? Years ago, 50 years ago, I had gone to visit this girl. I knew her parents, I knew her family. Always made it a point, if I knew a girl, I'll know her people also. So they know you're a gentleman, no issues. And we're sitting and talking. Suddenly she goes and gets a glass of water. And I look at her, I didn't ask for water or anything. I knew you wanted some water. The प्यार से दिया तो पी लेगा ना और क्या. But what have I done in the process? Encouraged her to think that she knows exactly what I am thinking and feeling. Which I don't know at all. Mind reading. We assume things about people. We assume you know what they are thinking just because of a glance or a statement or something. Verify, if they are thinking, if you think like that, verify it. Yeah. But we are not assertive enough to verify. Therefore, we prefer to be in our thinking and build up and spoil relationships. That's what mind reading does. Catastrophizing. To always think of the worst case scenario. We have a heat wave. This is bad here. Yeah, heat wave is bad. Bombay is having a heat wave. We had 3 rounds of heat wave in Bombay. Normally you have only 1 or 2. Correct. This time there has been an extra one. Global warming. I don't know what will happen. I'm sure in 20 years Bombay will be below the sea. It will happen one day, but not 20 years. May happen one day. Not 20 years. Can you see? You are thinking of an imminent danger. Dwarka went under the sea. Yeah, Dwarka went under the sea. Correct. Dwarka went under the sea. So why should Bombay not go? Correct. Bombay also can go. You know what he's saying now. But over the next 50 years, they expect the rise in sea level 3 inches only. How much will 3 inches sea rise make a difference to Bombay? There are certain parts, low-lying parts like in Bangladesh, etc., will make a big difference. Mauritius Island will make a big difference. Lakshadweep, it will make a big difference. But Bombay, 3 inches rise? We get during rainy season 4.5 meters high of tide. High tide is 4.5 meters. And we are fine with it. Only in the rainy season we notice it. Other times we don't even notice it. Like today there is a 3.5 meter high tide. We didn't even know about it. So what is 3 inches going to do? Catastrophizing. Agreed, global warming and all are real threats. I'm not dismissing that. But don't catastrophize the whole thing. Personalization. Any statement that is made is taken personally. Like, very funny thing happened in the ashram. Swami Chinmayanji, when we were students, Swami Chinmayanji was quite a tough figure. Swami Dayananji was very kind and loving and things like that. So Swami Chinmayanji made a statement once. By having breakfast, lunch and dinner, don't think you will get Sanskrit knowledge. Correct, eh? For Sanskrit, you have to work on it. It's a classical language you are studying. So you have to do some work. One guy, Swamiji was speaking about me only. So, I'm not going to eat anything today. I said, Gadde, by not eating anything, you're going to get Sanskrit knowledge or what? Swami Chinmayanji was making a tough statement generally so that all of us will take it seriously. This guy personalized it to himself. Speaking about me only. So when lunchtime came, I gave him a whack on the back and said, Gadde kahega, chal, khane ka no. Aja. Okay. If full-timers can make that mistake, other people also can make that mistake, isn't it? I mean, after all, when you go to learn full-time Vedanta, we are supposed to have some Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhama, etc. So we can have it, others can also have it, okay? Control fallacies. This is a good one. See, human beings, we are not in charge of anything. Are we? Are we in charge of everything? You are not even in charge of your teenager's behavior. Forget everything else. Teenager's behavior, your 2-year-old's behavior, not in charge. So how can you be in charge? But you want to be in control because you feel insecure. You want to be in control all the time. And you think you are in control. Okay? If you feel externally controlled, okay, then what will happen? You see yourself as helpless victim. Naseeb saath mein nahi diya yaar. This is bad, that is bad, that's why I'm like this. Or if you believe, no, you are in charge of everything, you will feel responsible for what everyone else is doing around you. And you want to take charge. Both are a problem. Certain things are in your control, certain things are not in your control. This is life. Correct, no? Correct, right? That is life. She is agreeing with me, see? Yeah. That's the right thing, yeah. Okay. Then the question of fairness. We all complain, it is not fair. What is not fair? Tell me. Unless there has been a written agreement. So my son is behaving like this, it is not fair. Really? What did he do? Really? He has deprived me of what? He wants to marry that girl, he has chosen the girl himself. I am the one who is supposed to choose a girl for. This is called the fallacy of fairness. Okay. At birth there was a written agreement of what? That if he ever falls in love, etc., etc., I have to choose the girl, he should not fall in love. ऐसा सब agreement बनाया था. There's no agreement like that. He can do anything. Yeah. Blaming. Either you will blame others or you will blame yourself. He is responsible for my pain. He is not responsible for your pain. He did what he had to do. Your pain is your problem. Handle it. Yeah. Your pain is your problem. Handle it. You are responsible for your emotions. He is responsible for his emotions. No blaming others. Don't blaming yourself. You just do what has to be done. When you think like this, you are fine. Otherwise, it'll be like this, you know. You remember the comic strip Charlie Brown? So Lucy, the little girl, then says, bang, drum. What happened? Why are you so irritated? I can never write my alphabets the way it is written in this book. So Charlie Brown looks at it. Nobody can write like this, including the person who published this book. This is a technological, and he gives a big explanation how that those letters are formed so perfectly. So Lucy grabs back that book from him and says, whom do I sue? Whom do I blame for it? You are given a chance to write well, that's all. If you can't get it perfectly, it's okay. Nobody can get it perfectly. But you can improve what you are doing. No blaming. Okay, yeah. Next one is very good. Many people have it. I call it should bury, must bury thinking. We have too many shoulds in life. I should be like this, that person should be like that, this person should be like this, my children should be like this. So, when somebody else breaks your idea of what the guy should be, you feel angry. If you break your own idea of what you should be, you feel guilty. People have all sorts of ideas what a sadhu should be. It's not only all of you that experience it, we experience it, okay? A sadhu should be like this, like this, like this, like this. And I am one guy who will break all the rules. What do you mean should be like that? Sadhu is about freedom. So, but are you not supposed to dress with an angavastram with the thing around your head? My teacher did it like that. One of my teachers. Other teachers didn't do like that. I choose what is comfortable. Yeah. I choose what is practical. Very should about it. Yeah. If some people are little bit wavy right now, think, is this should and must part of your thinking? Emotional reasoning, next one. Meaning, you have an emotion and you will give a reason to justify that. I feel stupid, therefore I must be stupid, no? If you want to feel stupid, why should I argue with you? I'm angry. Okay, you're angry. Manage your anger. No, this anger is right because... Does that help you? If it helps you, please be. No, it doesn't help. Then what's the point? Fallacy of change. Oh, this is there a lot in people. I will argue, I will beg, I will plead, I will discuss. Why? I want you to change. Because only when you change, I can be happy. You see this a lot. For example, among college students. Arey, come on, let's go for a movie. Arey, I have a submission on Monday, I have not finished it. Monday I have a submission, today is Friday. I have to finish the submission and you are asking me to come for a movie, I can't do that. Come on, yaar. Arey, there is always submission. Hey, I will help you, yaar. Please, yaar. How can you break up the group decision? You will keep on playing. Arey, yaar, the guy doesn't, he has got genuine work to do. But you want him to change, only then you can be happy. Don't even talk about a marriage. "20 years, one of them, I'm not saying man or woman, all of you know who it is. 20 years, the person is trying to change the other person. And the other person changes. And then she comes and tells me, not the man I married." 20 years you kept changing the guy. How do you expect him to be the same? Guys also do it. Okay. Global labeling. One or two qualities you take and form a negative global judgment. We do this all the time in India. Politically incorrect. All Marwaris are dash dash dash. All South Indians are dash dash dash. All Sardars are dash dash dash. Now there may be certain community traits. Okay. But one of the most intellectual men I knew was a Sardar. Okay. He had post-graduation in engineering in 2 branches. That made him a Sardar, all right. Intellectual guy. Professor Dheer. Very smart guy. I met a lot of dumb South Indians also. Not that all South Indians are smart, intelligent. I met a lot of dumb ones also. But this general, global labeling it is called. Being right. If you watch 2 men butting heads in a party, you will understand this. Both are arguing to say who's right, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right. Does it matter? Would you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Especially in a relationship. Why is being right so important for you? It's okay, you have your opinion, let somebody else have a different opinion. After all, it's a democracy, no? You may think Narendra Modi is the best person for the country. I also think so. Best available. Not perfect, not ideal, no. It's politics after all. Somebody else may think Rahul Gandhi is welcome to his opinion. If he wants to believe that in spite of all evidence is available, hey, it's a free country, he has the right. So I don't have to get up into an argument and to prove myself right all the time. Somebody may still have communist ideas. There should be a redistribution of wealth. That's a communist idea. It has failed in Russia, it has failed in China, it has failed in the whole communist bloc. But the guy is still holding on to it. I want to be right at any cost. Problematic. And the last one, heaven's reward fallacy, is something similar to fallacy of fairness. If I'm a good person, nothing bad should happen to me. Because I'm a good person. So is there a rule that good person won't have bad things happening to him? As a rule, it's karma phala, things can happen here. Are you getting the idea? So once you recognize these fallacies of thinking, you can start changing that. Okay? So changing requires a few things. I will take 2 minutes more to do that. Okay? First, identify what is the distortion. Write it down if necessary. This is what I am thinking. This is what I am feeling. This is what I am thinking. And then look, what is the distortion? You have the page, no? क्या है? अरे यार, correct है. I'm overgeneralization, or I'm filtering. Okay? Then examine the evidence after that. Is this true or is it not true? Like in that letter. Is it true, not true? Examine the evidence. I found a lump in my armpit. Especially applicable for women. Oh my God, this is cancer. I am finished. Is that thinking right? Examine the evidence. 90% of all lumps found in the lymphatic nodes, 90% of them are benign. Only 10% of them are malignant. Then what? Therefore, 90% chance you are free from it. Only, but 10% is big, no? So tomorrow go and check, na, with your oncologist. And if it is, the lymphomas, they are one of the easily treated cancers. Lymphomas are one of the easiest treated cancers. Examine the evidence. But we get into a panic state, oh my God, I am finished. Because of our thinking. And then we get into feeling of anxiety, depression, this, that, etc. The double standard method is important. What is the double standard method? Two choices. I am giving you two choices. If your friend fails in a project, what will you tell your friend? You're a stupid idiot. You deserve a kick on your back. Or it's okay, you're human, you can make a mistake. I'm sure you'll do it better next time. What will you tell your friend? First one or second one? First one? Second one. You will tell the person what? It's human, you can make a mistake. If you fail in a project, what do you tell yourself? I'm stupid, I'm idiotic. Hey. Treat yourself like how you treat a friend. No, that's because I treat myself tough, I want to improve. You don't want your friend to improve? Treat yourself the same. It's called double standard. We all have double standard. We treat others with more kindness than what we treat ourselves. Of course, there are always exceptions. That's a different thing. Then the survey method. Hey, I am feeling anxious in this situation. Do others also feel anxious? Check around. No? Hey, I have to make a presentation on Monday. I am feeling anxious. What about the others? They are also feeling anxious. Then it's normal. You can handle it. The other is the semantic method. Instead of saying it should be like that, people should behave like that. Say, it is better if they behave like that. It is preferable to behave like that. So what happens is, you are using less emotionally loaded words. He should be like that. Then you feel very angry if he is not like that. It would have been better if it was like that. Then your emotion is also milder. Na? Words are dealing with ideas. Ideas handle your emotions. They will change your words, you change how you feel. Then reattribution. Am I solely responsible for this mistake, or were there a lot of contributory factors? So you reattribute the causes for failure, etc. Then you feel okay. You feel better about yourself, and you can look at what can be done and how to do it better. Last one, if you can't get over a pattern of thinking, do a cost-benefit analysis. How is this type of thinking helping you? How is it damaging you? See that the damage is a bit longer. Then you will get the sufficient motivation to get out of this erroneous thinking. Okay. Now, I have not given you all enough exercises, etc., which in a workshop I would have done. I would have given you all exercise to do, identify the distortions, identify the emotions, how do you change, etc. But that would have been possible if you are doing a live, with everyone who's live, you would have done that. But think it over, and if there are any issues, next class, come into it. And if I feel next class, depending on the questions I receive, if there is necessary to give a few more examples and how to handle it, we will do that. Okay. So this thing will be put up. Sunita will put up today, tomorrow on the group. Okay. And we can see it. A good place to stop. Okay. Om Tat Sat.